Hey everybody, it is Matt here from OK Aussie, Thursday 27th of March. It's 4:04 p.m. It's currently 36 degrees outside, that's Celsius. It has actually got up to 38 today, 38 degrees. Hot weather is not our friend at all for Dyan and her condition with seizures. Dyan's got 22q11.2 deletion syndrome, a chromosomal disorder. Please stick around and see how this pans out, but I feel that we're at high risk of having some seizure activity. Now, she has got the pulse oximeter on. Oxygen stats are at 94% at the moment.
It's perfect.
And heart rate is at 64.
That's just weird, so I'm normally 55. Nice.
She's got an ice pack at the moment because of the pain that she's been suffering from the neck.
Nice.
That'll affect the results. 36.3 with that. Room temperature is 25.2 degrees.
My feet hurt like I've been walking. My feet hurt. My feet really sore. I've got things to do. My daughter's class. I'm naked today. My tummy feels it fell off. Looky.
That's the elastic supporting at the moment.
It just fell.
Okay.
Why did it say?
So, a bit spicy? Yeah.
Oh, that was my skin.
So sorry.
I thought I just have a hug.
Hugs are nice too, aren't they?
My brain?
What's your brain doing, sweetie?
I don't know.
What do you feel at the moment?
Drunk.
You don't drink, so you're not drunk.
I feel drunk.
Now, we had difficulties with Dyan getting to sleep last night. It was about between 2 and 2:30 a.m. before she was able to obtain sleep. Pain levels have been very high last night and same thing today. Additional dosages of tramadol, CBD THC have been provided, and also Panadol Osteo. She's obviously feeling a bit of nausea. Now, nausea quite commonly is predictable before having a seizure, so that's also something that's happening. Dyan's just gone offline at the moment. The Squishmallow is a new acquisition. Penguin Squishmallow with Baskin Robbins cupcake in front. Just like she's pulled from behind her for comfort. To bring out one of the support teams so that they can be available to support during this event as well. I'm just going to take a blood pressure, see where you're at.
Why?
So your feet are very sore.
Yes.
Your head feels like what?
Funny.
Okay.
No.
You just had 4 milligrams of ondansetron wafer at 10 past 4.
I feel a little sick.
You're feeling a bit nausea. Okay.
Yes. My feet feel like I've been walking for days.
Okay.
And I'm in pain in my neck bones.
Right. Not good.
My neck bones. No muscle. Ow!
36.3 still. Come in, Panema.
Hello.
Hey, sweetie. Yeah. Just relax for a moment. Just for your information, we've got 2 cameras operating visually at the moment. So she's been in a lot of pain. just given her some ondansetron, 4 milligrams.
It's really hard.
Blood pressure is 88/62, pulse is 62. She's had a little bit of mild difficulty with breathing, but nothing major as far as long range. Pulse oximeter is on, and stats are on screen, which will monitor on the item to the side. So for Dyan, 88/62 is actually, unfortunately, quite in the normal sort of range where we expect her to be at the moment. She has very low blood pressure, bradycardic.
Is it normal?
Yeah, everything is normal.
You're doing well,
You
sweetie.
don't need to worry.
Now, if you hear any alerts come up, they'll be threshold alerts. So this device will alert at 90% oxygen drops and at 50% heart rate drops, or 120 heart rate spikes. So we'll just work our way through. If she starts seizing, the bed will go flat. If oxygen stats go low, we'll put supplementary oxygen into play. You're starting to see the dystonia now in the face. So these actions here, especially the little thrusts that come out to the sides, that's oromandibular dystonia and the jaw thrusting that goes with it. Eyes may also be affected with the blepharism, so she may have difficulty where the eyes will look directly ahead, the eyelids may be locked in a certain position, or you might see some fibrillation around the eyebrows. So having multiple points in the face becomes segmented cranial dystonia. She's been complaining of her feet just prior to this as well. So I'm not seeing at the moment or feeling any tension in the feet, but it is quite possible for her to get focalized dystonia. Checking through the hand, fingers are relaxed. So we haven't done your focalized dystonia other side, but we'll keep an eye on that. Quite common with her, she'll do left side, and she might do multi-point. But with the dystonia in the face, we just keep an eye on the oxygen. Sometimes we'll also go down low into the chest and into the diaphragm and affect output. So if it's below 90, then we'll look at oxygen, ready to go at that point in time. So device is down there. So you bring that forward so you can see the pulse readings.
So, how much later?
So with this, we'll just simply power on. We'll leave it running for the moment. Okay. Your default setting, that will be fine. You can go up to 3 if you need to, but let's start at 2 when you put it on. Yeah. So the main things for her is last night's sleep is a key trigger. So she couldn't get to sleep until about 2:30. You can see again oromandibular activity at the moment. So poor sleep. She woke just before 8. So she's had probably about 5.5, 6 hours sort of sleep. Very hot day. It's a couple of days in a row as we're coming into again peak heat in post-summer mode, 38, 39 degrees. That's a big offset for her. Fluid intake hasn't been too bad, but not as best as it could be. Food intake has been reduced as well, so there may be some electrolyte imbalance. Pain is the predominant. She's getting rebound headaches from the tramadol. She's had already half a rizatriptane wafer for migraine, and obviously the Panadol osteo to try and balance that out as well. Yeah, you're doing really well, sweetie. Let's relax, sweetie. You're doing really well at the moment, which is really good. If she goes into multiple seizures, then we'll look at addressing what sort of medications that we might need to apply. With the dystonia side of things, we tend to go to clonazepam as a muscle relaxant first. If she's going into tonic-clonic seizures, I'll judge whether she'll need to put into a recovery position. I don't tend to put her into recovery a lot of the time because of the strain on her neck. The arm ticking actions that she's doing is also quite common through this phase. Because she's got a lot of instability in the neck, if we're putting her onto the side, that has effect both on the shoulder and on her neck and can cause more pain and possible damage to the impingement. So I'm very cautious when she's in a recovery position like that, but that depends on aspiration as we go along. Midazolam is here and it's prepped ready to go, and if we need to do that, we'll do some oral midazolam, but that's after a certain duration if she doesn't recover by herself. So the dystonia is going quite strong. Let's get some imagery of that for the clinical team. so they can see the face and what it's doing. So you can see the left sternocleidomastoid involvement along that masseter, Severity and J transmandibular joints, and now the eyebrows are starting to engage with the oral mandible as well, and blepharism. Hi, sweetie. You're not having much of a fun day, are you? You were hoping to go for a swim, but that's not going to be happening today.
Tomorrow we can go.
Tomorrow, exactly. Tomorrow's always another day.
My brain's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's 37 or
This was the new
37.
plushie she got today.
37.
Baskin Robbins.
Hot. Yeah. My brain feels hot.
Yeah.
If she rolls with tonic-clonic seizures, 98% of the time it's always going to be to a left roll. That's why the pillow's been moved outside of the bed's been made flat. Always conscious when she needs supervision, because she can roll face plant and then obviously suffocate during those periods of time. The tail's plan are there just to help, so if there's any dribble or whether she needs to feel sick, we have a sick bag over there as well. The ice is helping her with the pain in the neck, but it's also going to be amplifying the sensory. See the axial tilt of the head? So now we're getting cranial dystonia where the head's actually tilting axially on its axle. So that's a vertical tilt to the left, as well as doing the jaw thrusting engagement. So you've got multi-form of dystonia happening in the face. There's potential that we might get some other forms as it progresses. It may stay like that, or it may go into tonic-clonic seizures. You're doing really well, Papa?
Am I?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, your levels are staying where I want them at the moment, so that's good.
My oxygen good.
Yeah,
Heart good.
heart and
Yeah,
oxygen are
it's
good.
good.
I'm happy with both of those at the moment.
Okay.
Alright,
My brain just hot.
your brain just hot, I know. So room temperature is currently 25.4.
Yeah, that's hot.
It is. I'm just going to bring the aircon up a little bit more, but we don't want to overcool you, because if we overcool you, sensory can definitely go into more engagements, yeah?
Yes.
You wanna wipe? Okay, is it okay?
Yeah, it's just the taste
You're
of the
feeling thirsty?
medicine. No, the taste of the medicine is yucky.
Yeah, not much fun.
It's a yucky taste.
Now, sweetie, because you've started to have dystonia and you can still talk to me,
Yes.
I am going to give you a clonazepam, 2 milligrams muscle relaxant for you to swallow while we've got the ability for you. Yeah, while we've got the ability to swallow right now. If we lose the ability for you to swallow, that makes things a lot harder for us, okay?
Okay.
So that's the clonazepam, 2 milligrams. I am going to place it in first. Have a big sip. I'm going to bring you up a little bit. Just swallow during that part. Have another sip just to get it down. Good girl, you did really well. With the dysphagia, it makes it a little bit harder in the process of choking, but sometimes it actually helps because medications slip down a lot easier.
I did it.
You did it. Yep, I'm very proud of you.
It's good.
You've got no chest pain at all during this?
No.
Okay, no problem at all. I'm just going to bring you down a little bit.
Ice packs helping.
Nice pace, helping.
Ice pack?
She's got a nice pack on her, so that little tea towel's wrapping around one of the flexible ice packs.
It is.
It's not super cold, but it's cool enough. Too cold, again, will trigger her
It's a mud
dystonic
one.
response. It's a mud pack, isn't it?
Very cool.
Very
Yeah.
flexible.
And it bends like any
Any
which
position.
way.
Okay.
And it's
You wanna fix
helping.
it?
Yeah, it's helping cool my head.
Just relax, boo.
My head was feeling like sick,
Thick. Okay. Bit cloudy.
spacey.
Spacey. Okay, it's a
But
good
it's
word for
annoying.
describing it. Alright, nice. I'm hoping that the pain relief medication that provided is actually starting to kick in. It might get in front of this.
Except for my neck pain's not going.
Okay.
And my feet aren't.
What you can do
moving.
is take the ice pack down from the subtalis and bring it down lower into the neck now. Okay? I'm trying to do that.
How come my feet aren't moving?
Your feet were hurting before, most likely because of dystonia. I would suggest that you're actually getting some focalised dystonia. Yeah.
Like, how can my feet be so painful and then
I
no
get it.
pain?
So I was trying to explain why were her feet hurting at one point, but then suddenly stopped.
Nothing.
And see, this is part of the thing that we're seeing with the dystonia. She can get certain parts happening at different times. Now, commonly we'll see the hand engagement, focalised dystonia. Now, if it's in one spot, particularly in the hands, it could be, it's also known as writer's dystonia or musician's dystonia. But commonly with Dyan, we'll see one position and that stays into engagement. If it's escalating, then we might get multifocal, so two hands or a hand and a foot simultaneously. Commonly what's going through that phase will then tend to go into her face, where we've got the eyebrows and the eyes and positions to the jaw, the mouth, the tongue, even the grinding, which is the bruxism occurring in that stage as well. Good. Yawns are what we look for. Yawns are a nice relaxed phase, which tends to indicate that we don't always go into tonic-clonic seizures. We also look for the yawn signals after tonic-clonic seizures to say it's an end or a conclusion on the seizure set. No, but you're looking very ticky, so that's fine. If you want to take your bed down flat, then we can actually let you roll on the side and fall asleep if you want to a little bit. Happy for you to do that. The pain medications between the medicinal CBD, the tramadol that Dyan's had, and along with the Palidoster, may actually be helping to relax, kicking in now, and actually starting to make her feel tired, which is a good thing if she wants to rest. Her brain's at rest, that means her body's at rest, and she's not likely to then go into seizures and dystonia. But we can get the little ticks. Okay? So just bring it down to there, so up to 24. Let's just the fan down to light keeps it neutral. Current room temperature is 25 degrees.
Yeah, it was just getting too cold.
That's okay.
Making me tick.
Absolutely.
It makes me tick if it gets too cold.
Correct. So it's the Goldilocks. We want to get it just right, not too hot, not too cold. Too hot, then you then have more febrile related seizures. Too cold, and then you tick in response to the sensory load. As you can see from the hand clapping, flinging. Current time is 4:25 p.m. Your palm, the Severity protrusions.
Yeah, there's a, what is it called?
So, just in the tendons here, there's this thing called depution. So the tendons are starting to thicken up, and it's also causing a natural pull sensation. So this is the initial onset of what's known as depution's disease. Depution's also is similar to the Vikings disease. It's actually a Scandinavian asset. So the tendons over time will continue to increase to tighten and will continue to curve. I think sometimes the focalised dystonia in your hand generates that as well. So depressions is something we've noticed probably about 6 months ago, and it's a contracture where the hand, rather than being totally flat, has actually started to cause a bit more of a curve, and particularly of certain fingers, and those curves can't be reduced down. So the actual tendons underneath are pulling down and contracting down in that position. And when she has focalised dystonia in the hands, it seems to aggravate, cause it to be more itchy.
6 months ago.
It may lead to further increases where, like, one of her grandparents had quite curved fingers and gnarly fingers like that over a period of time, and that might then need surgical operations to reduce or other engagements.
It's the nerves making it feel itchy.
Nothing better.
So Dyan's able to hold a conversation at this point in time where she wasn't halfway through. So at the very beginning we had a bit of syncope prior to going into this a bit deeper. So cognitively she's actually in a good space. The dystonia seems to have lessened and dropped off in the face. We'll now keep an eye on the tick action to see what happens.
I don't think there's going to be like a seizure.
No, too. I think because you're talking quite coherently on the topic, that's really good.
I think it was a
The
close
ticks,
call.
I think, are a part of the engagement. But I think what you're finding is because you've got the painkillers in just in time, that's reducing. Absolutely. And look, your oxygen levels have improved quite nicely, 97, 98. I'm happy with that.
That's really good for me.
Pulse is starting to drop, and we'll probably get alarms on that soon. But as you become more relaxed and with the medication suppressing, I'm expecting that your heart rate will suppress a little bit more too, so we might get you down to 48, 45. So wouldn't be surprised if that happens next.
Happens a lot.
Yeah, but I think we're safe at the moment out of seizures, but we'll keep a close eye and see what else goes on. How's your new squishy
My
going?
new friend.
She got a new friend today.
She brought me a new friend
You
because
did?
to put here for Willow because he sleeps with me here. My big cat sleeps here, and he used to have a teddy to cuddle, and I moved it away, and so I've got another one that he can cuddle. And it's so cute.
So the audible alarms in the background, we've had two separate alarms occur in the last 2 minutes. One is an oxygen drop, which was a real simple drop down to 88, and then she's bounced back up again. Heart rate, as we anticipated, going below that 50 threshold, was just going down to 48, staying down there for a while, and it's coming back up. So we've raised the head of the bed during this phase. Because of the pain-killing medication, the analgesics that are in place, I'm expecting that her heart will actually slow down and be relaxed or tired. So that's part of what I expect to occur.
So today's better than last week, isn't it, Matt?
Yeah, it is. Now, because we're both here, I'm going to reduce the audible noise down a little bit, because we don't need to be jumping out of our socks. But we'll keep an eye on you as you go.
This isn't what I wanted to do this afternoon.
No, it's not what we wanted you to do this afternoon.
I was so excited about him. I can't wait for Willow to snuggle in bed tonight, and he'll get to use it. He loves teddies.
Okay, that beeping out here will stop in a moment. That's the night watch seizure detection device. So it's going to be a constant monitor secondary for heart rate. It will also give us another audible alarm in case there's a failure on the first device.
Okay.
But it will also just record data as we go along.
Doctor?
Yep, correct. Like I said, I don't expect you to have any seizures at this stage. You might have some tics.
I don't know.
But I think you might have some oxygen and heart rates.
If I was going to have a seizure, I'd have that thick head feeling. I get like this.
As you're able to hold a conversation, you're showing that you can actually come through that.
I don't think I'm going to have a seizure.
No.
I think it's just the heat.
Yeah. Well, it's a good thing. I think Penny on her first shift doesn't really want to see you having a seizure by herself. No.
Exactly.
It's like, good job. Save it for next time.
Yeah.
It's better if you don't.
Yes, it's definitely better if she doesn't.
Yeah.
Levels are good. Heart rate's at 55. Oxygen's at 98. I'm happy for that. Room temperature is at 25. Exact still.
Now you are feeling with the temperature?
Yeah, feeling a little bit clearer, a little bit better with the ice pack and the temperature, yeah.
Okay. We'll continue to observe and watch. So we've got more alarms going off again, just the pulse rate dropping down to 47. Just asking Dyan whether she had any chest pain, which she doesn't, which is a good sign, but we are taking blood pressure at the moment just to see what a secondary reading after all of that activity was like. Now, because she's slightly tilted in an upright position, we expect that her blood pressure result should increase by 5 or 10 points. So it's now 93/60. Pulse is 53. So we can see there's an increase from the last one. So if we look back at the previous readings, we actually had it at 88/62 initially. And then on that post one, we're getting a little bit of an increase by 5, but she is sitting up a little bit more. So we'll keep an eye on that.
While that was going on, there was twitching there. I had a twitch, my chin.
Okay.
It was like a little twitch. You know, you get on your eye? I had it there.
Yeah. And that's part of your oromandibular version of things. So you'll get those muscles just fibrillating around in all that position.
Got cat fur all over me.
Itchy.
From Matt.
You want to wipe your face?
Yeah, I might try and see if I can
That's a
get
good idea.
the cat fur.
Max the cat and his cat fur everywhere. You got to stop kissing the cat. That's the
I
problem.
keep cuddling and snuggling
Yes,
my
you
face
snuggle the
in
cat too
him, and
much.
I get cat fur all over my face.
So during that episode, Dyan, do you remember having dystonia
allergic
at all?
to
Do you remember your jaw thrust? Do you remember your eyebrows and your eyes doing what they're doing? No. So
I
cognitively,
remember being sleepy.
right, so you remember sleeping. So this is
My
the interesting
feet were
part
sore
as we're
and I
looking
was
at this,
sleepy.
and this is the whole point of why we're doing the camera work for Dyan. It's just recording what parts where she is
Yeah, my
cognizant.
feet were
She
full.
did have some
Like,
syncope
it's
at the
not
very,
like I've
very
been
beginning
walking for
of the
days
activity.
and days and
But the
days.
actual dystonia, while she's
It's
going through that,
gone
she
now.
is not aware.
Mm.
So only when she
It
sleeps
don't
back
hurt
on
now,
camera, she
but
notices that she loses
before
so
it was
much
like
time.
I'd been, like,
Sometimes
on my
80%.
feet.
So if we might go for an hour video, she might think, oh, it's only been 10 or 15 sort of minutes in duration. She goes, no, how did that happen? So she's not actually aware of what's going on. She's not feeling it, but she feels it afterwards. We were just talking about in between that she's had a lot of jaw pain, transmandibular joint, particularly on the left-hand side more than the right. And that jaw thrusting activities and that shaking or quivering that's occurring with the fibrillation of the jaw is putting pressure on that joint, and it's definitely subluxed because it's been that way quite a few times now. But it's sore and painful for her. She hasn't bitten on the inside of her cheeks. I've already looked inside the mouth, so it's a good thing. But she's always going to be a little bit sore after these activities. So your feet are very cold.
I feel like ice.
See, if I don't feel like your normal ice, and I know what you get like
But
that.
they're not
Really,
as
they're
bad.
cool, but they're not as bad. We can put some socks on for you.
Yeah, it's
But
bleeding.
if your heart's not pumping and doing the right thing, it might be affecting the circulation.
Is it this ice?
That's ice on the top of your neck, and it can
Is it
reduce.
affecting my feet?
Well, it can affect your blood pressure having ice
Okay.
around your neck, absolutely.
They just, my feet feel cold but my body's hot.
Okay.
It's weird. But before I was feeling.
I'm just going to make you a nice cup of tea and see if that helps.
I've got a headache.
Okay, so Dan's indicating some chest pain now.
Yeah.
Mid sternum.
Oh,
Pulse rate is currently at 52. Heart oxygen, is at 97.
ow.
Is it sustaining? Panema.
Yeah. Is it just like is it a spasm or is it my heart? I don't even know.
Well, you are indicating
Sorry.
the sternum, so again it looks quite atypical to your angina. Heart rate has gone up a few points. It was just hovering on 50 and it's just gone up to 56.
I
Nothing
felt out
major.
of breath before it.
You did feel over. How are you feeling at the moment?
It's easing off.
Okay, then I'm not going to apply GTN yet. I'm going to see whether you self-resolve. But if it doesn't, then we'll apply some spray. Okay? You might have some dystonia. That's your heart pulse going down now. 49, 48, 47. Let's do some nice relaxed breaths for me. Do you have any back pain at all?
No.
Nothing between the scapula?
Just here.
Just there? Is the pain staying?
No, it's eased off.
Okay. Okay. Current time is 4:47. It's 34 degrees outside,
Just a little
25 degrees inside.
lightheaded. Just a little bit pressure. Just a little bit. Is it okay? Is it
Yeah,
set?
readings are good. Your
Yes.
saturations are good levels. And your respiratory rate's a little bit slow, but it's alright. As long as the pain's eased off, yeah?
Easing off. Just feels pressure a little bit.
Okay.
And here.
It's just your pulse rate fluctuating a little bit lower, so it's up and down at the moment. I'll make tea.
I'll just make.
Yeah, thank you. So do you think the cup of tea will help?
I think a
me?
cup of tea will help.
A
Cup of tea is always a good
helps
thing.
Everything.
It does actually. It's very British of us, isn't it, Rat? Pip pip and all that.
I've been raised on
I know.
morning tea, afternoon tea, and evening tea.
Sounds like it was a good excuse all the time for a cup of tea and some supper. Yeah.
Supper, you get snacks.
I sometimes think you're a bit of a hobbit. You eat your
Snacks.
second breakfast and your second supper as well.
Snacks.
Yeah, good excuse this one.
1, 2, 3 extra snacks a day.
So it's just pains eased off without using GTN spray. I'm just being cautious about racing and applying things like the GTN or obviously other emergency meds. She's loaded up with enough medications at the moment already, which is eye-watering enough. So we've got to be very careful about what we give her, what accelerates, what subdues for ticking in the right arm at the moment. Please don't do that. Does. Are your feet okay? A little bit twisted at the moment? Does it feel good?
It feels like my blood pressure needs my knees to my chest feeling, you know,
Okay.
when I cross my legs.
Yep, I do.
Just that feeling.
Okay, let's still see where this keeps going.
It's for penguin.
Okay, it's not that cold, sweetie.
I'm shivering. You made me so cold. You made me so cold. You're thinking of the penguins.
I'm thinking of the
before
penguins.
me.
Save the penguins before you. Yeah, that's about
I'm
right.
shivering now.
Okay, so it's still exactly 25 degrees inside, which is our perfect operational temperature for her. Little sit first, please. Good job.
Alright, please. Thank you.
Can you keep the cup on the table for me? In fact, if you want the table closer to you, just with your ticks, so with sudden tick action, we don't want the cup obviously throwing over you and getting hot water on you. Let's try and avoid that where possible. Now, sitting up will obviously increase blood pressure and heart rate, and having a hot cup of tea will increase both as well, which is what my goal is with this for the moment. So, oxygen stats are at 97, heart rate's at 64. Good girl, doing really well.
And ticking.
Sorry?
Oh, ticking, yeah. Are the chickens flying? Oh my goodness. They always know if something neurological is wrong.
Do you feel that shoulder shrugs that you're doing at the moment and the ticking?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you're trying to not put your hands on the cup to avoid flinging. So you're trying to avoid it that way. So you've modified your actions. You can see the hands actually clasp in front of her to stop actually flinging type actions going through. But you'll notice that the feet are also motor moving.
Because the
suppression.
electricity's got to go somewhere.
Correct. So with Tourette's and the tics around that, if you suppress in one area, it tends to discharge in another.
It's a cramp here in my arch.
Okay, so deep in.
Yeah, just press. Thank you.
It's okay.
Sometimes I get cramps.
Try. Okay. Spot on.
Thank you, yeah.
Yeah, good. Nice and deep
I
pressure.
can handle, yeah, I can
Yep.
handle hard, yeah. It's
Yep,
okay.
and give feedback as you go. So cramps will occur quite a lot,
Easing off, yeah.
and particularly if there's any sodium reductions
it's gone.
in your
It's
electrolytes.
gone now.
Yeah.
Good.
It might come back, it might not, just
Okay.
depends,
Yeah.
yeah.
Alright, yeah.
So yeah, sometimes it just hits and then goes or stays. But yeah.
It's not unusual.
What is that?
Electrolytes could be a sodium level
Oh,
dropping
yeah.
out.
Maybe tonight I have electrolyte drink.
I think that's a good idea. We'll get one of those ready for you by your bed right now.
So
Okay.
I should have thought about that with the hot week.
Hot weather. So in the hot weather, we do tend to introduce a lot more electrolytes as a daily drink to complement what Dyan's also having. And it helps to improve her electrolytes, and particularly if she's doing any bowel related stuff with the GI tract, so from gastroparesis. So it's important if she's flushing through a lot of things to replace those to try and keep that in balance.
And then the
See
heat
how it
came
goes.
back. Oh, I stopped drinking them off.
So the headache's eased in your temporals.
Yeah, it's almost gone.
Good. Okay.
But I also have
Top off.
like, I think when the tea was being made, a sharp pain here.
Okay. So one point to exactly
Is that
for me.
my normal thought? No, it's normally
No,
back
you'll
there.
get normally back in your subitalis.
But
Yeah.
I had a
Top
funny
here. Sometimes on the side
stabbing
you'll get it.
pain here, just then, and then it went away.
That's it. Then your chest is resolved. No more chest
Oh,
pain.
I better just make that. It's crooked. It's not a very good screw top.
No, that's crooked actually.
Is it?
Yeah, I can see it on an angle.
Yeah. Is
See
it,
how it's on an angle?
is it cane mark one? It's cheap.
Kind of muscles.
It's hard to see because of the colour of it. Because it's white. It's
Oxygen
actually hard
stats are at
to see.
97, heart rate's at 65. The cup of tea is certainly helping, and we're just loading up some electrolytes at the same time. Hopefully that'll help with the.
It normally helps a lot.
Good, I hope so.
No, I just stopped taking them because I thought
Yeah,
summer
it
was
was hopefully
over.
stop some of the cramping activity anyway.
Yeah, and then it got hot again.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, your levels are good, but you are sitting up, So that's going to be interesting to see.
I don't know why we didn't remember to get prepared with electrolytes for the heat.
We had talked about it not so long ago, actually.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah, you're a little bit cautious of. I don't really like the electrolytes. Nobody really likes medicine, do they? It's actually one of the hard things to be able to do the right thing, get the extra medications or the type of foods and things that she needs in. So sometimes that's part of the challenge as well.
And drinking enough, it really does reduce my number of seizures.
Yeah. Well, look, I think that's going to wrap up today's episode. It's a bit of a watch and wait process, I know, and thank you for sticking around as usual on the channel for that. Remember, we're trying to educate and advocate for the condition 22q, a level 0.2 deletion syndrome. It's a chromosomal disorder that Dyan has got genetically. 3 million DNA building blocks missing, 30 to 50 genes. And affects anywhere up to 180, 185 clinical symptoms. So this is an umbrella term, that's why Dyan's got the ADHD, the autism, OCD, the Tourette's, the multiple different seizure type conditions. In fact, about 65% of people with 22q will have seizure or seizure-like activities. The dystonia, that's normally originating coming from the basal ganglia, and it's a movement-related disorder that's affecting her. Dyan has got bilateral calcification of the basal ganglia as well as a movement disorder simultaneously. Those together meet the international criteria for what's known as FARS disease, which is seen in some patients again with 22q. So look, follow the journey by subscribing, hitting that notification bell. If you have comments, questions, ideas, or suggestions, please do leave them below. Remember, we're not a medical channel here to diagnose or explain your conditions. That's why your doctor, your GP, or your specialist of also, please go and see them for advice. We're just here to share information about 22q, and it's for entertainment purposes only. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you soon, and Dyan's looking a lot better now, which is great. Bye for now.